Welcome back to The Explainer. So, today we're tackling a universal pain point. I mean, a literal headache for most of us global travel. Specifically, we're diving into the data to see exactly why travelers are ditching the old ways and switching over to platforms like travel.org for faster, way more reliable flight bookings. Let's get right into it. Let me ask you this. Are you just totally exhausted by the stressful flight booking process? I know I am. Planning a trip is supposed to be, exciting, but the actual mechanics of locking in that flight, it's like a giant puzzle that induces serious anxiety. Picture it. You're juggling a dozen open browser tabs. You're constantly mashing that refresh button, hoping for a magical price drop. And you are battling some intense decision fatigue. It's a genuine, pervasive frustration for travelers absolutely everywhere. Okay, moving on to the booking struggle, hidden fees, and unreliable agents. See, the traditional travel industry runs on a model that basically drains all the excitement right out of your planning. You finally spot this amazing baseline price, right? Only to get hit with a mountain of hidden charges at checkout. Or maybe you're relying on a travel agent who suddenly just ghosts you when you need answers the most. Well, the travel.org approach is a total pivot away from that archaic model. It completely replaces all that stress with a system that is fast, super reliable, and 100% hassle-free, built specifically for booking anywhere in the world. Which brings us to Meet Your Travel Partner, introducing travel.org. And here is Making Travel Easy, how travel.org actually works for you. So how do they actually pull this off? They strip away all that systemic booking complexity with a really straightforward three-step workflow. First up, the platform actively hunts down affordable flight deals that actually make sense for your budget. Second, it lets you book those flights quickly without ever compromising the security of your personal or financial data. And third, and honestly, this is a real game changer, they back up every single transaction with accessible, trusted travel support, so you're never just left out there on your own. And this kind of smooth efficiency, it applies beautifully whether you're just planning a quick local domestic hop or mapping out some massive, complex international itinerary. By totally streamlining the logistics, travelers are actively taking back their time. They're deliberately bypassing that heavy cognitive load and the unnecessary stress that usually tags along with trip planning. Ultimately, this is all about taking back control of your own schedule. Now let's look at journeys for every traveler, from business to family visits. Listen, for business travel, cognitive bandwidth is literally everything. Professionals need to focus entirely on their corporate goals and those impending meetings. The last thing they need to worry about is whether their itinerary is suddenly going to fall apart. A frictionless, reliable booking experience here isn't just a luxury, it is an absolute, non-negotiable necessity. It's the exact same story for students heading off to school or families trying to plan a nice vacation. The relaxation or the focus should really start the exact second the trip is booked. When you remove friction right at that initial booking stage, it sets this positive, relaxed tone for the entire journey. You definitely don't want to start your big getaway on a stressful note, right? Then, think about relocation. Moving your entire life across borders or to a completely new city is a massive, highly complex logistical hurdle. Having a platform that just reliably handles the transit element for you, wow, that removes a huge layer of headache from what is already a pretty overwhelming, life-changing event. And of course, we can't forget family visits. Reconnecting with loved ones is so vital, and the logistics of actually getting there should never be a deterrent or some major roadblock. A streamlined platform ensures that prioritizing your family remains totally straightforward, accessible, and wholly focused on the destination itself. Moving right along to why travelers choose us, the 5 core reasons. So why are travelers actively making the switch right now? It comes down to a highly specific combination of factors. Fast response times and reliable booking assistance mean you are no longer waiting in the dark for answers. When you combine that kind of transparency with affordable travel options and fiercely customer-focused support, it culminates in the ultimate goal, a genuinely stress-free travel experience. It's a cohesive philosophy, and it's actively driving a massive behavioral change in consumers. All right, our final section, Book Smart, Travel Better. Your next destination awaits. Book smart, travel better. It's such a direct, memorable takeaway from all the consumer trends we've been analyzing today. The simple truth is, when you leverage transparent, efficient tools to secure your flights, the overall quality of your travel inherently improves long before you even pack your bags. And a huge part of booking smart is just recognizing the market dynamics. Basically, don't wait until prices go up. We all know airline pricing algorithms are notorious for wild fluctuations. Locking in affordable options immediately, rather than gambling on a potentially better deal later, is absolutely the most effective strategy to protect your budget. The actionable next step here is super simple. To experience this streamlined approach yourself, you can just send a DM or visit travel.org to start booking your next flight. They've intentionally removed all those traditional barriers to entry, literally just to make the switch as easy as humanly possible for you. So, your next destination is just one booking away. Where will you go next now that the stress is gone? It's a pretty fascinating thought, isn't it? When you finally strip away the barriers of hidden fees, anxiety, and unreliable support, the whole world suddenly feels a lot more open. Just think about where you would travel if you knew the process to get there would be entirely seamless. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep exploring, and I will catch you next time.